Hello folks. Everyone is more interested in what's going on back that way for some reason right now, but they're making their way out. Hey Jennifer. Hey Larry. What are you doing, Stumpy? There's Hank. Move this garbage can out of the way. Is everybody tired of hearing me gripe about this carpet yet? I don't feel like I've griped about it enough. And unfortunately, I don't have very much tape left. Maybe one strip left there. Doc. Hey, Brandon. Melanie's in Stella's room finishing up the boxes, and they're kind of just roaming back and forth between this room and there, but when she comes back out here, they'll all follow suit. They're just all back that way. They don't want to hang out over here because they're waiting on something. They know what time it is. Gosh, I am still getting these spam emails. It's like every 10 minutes. Somebody has put my work email address on a list. And starting like 1 o'clock yesterday, maybe 2 o'clock yesterday, and every 5 or 10 minutes, I get another email. Lionel. I'm gonna try. It's like a long string of emails, and each person is hitting reply to all, so I guess I just need to put every email address in there and block them all, because I don't know any of those people. Percy. But it has been a crazy day, news-wise and work-wise and everything else. I'm kind of glad to chill out with the cats now, because I need to decompress. Sniffing around on the floor. But I had a work buddy for a while, Lionel. Sat in my lap for quite a while today. I gotta get him out of the habit. He likes to sit in my lap, and then while he's sitting there, he tries to eat the buttons on my shirt.
Oh, you're so fat, Percy. You are so fat.
Quit calling him fat. He's just big boned.
Not big boned, he's big bellied.
Did you hear her talking about you, Percy?
Lionel's big boned.
Yeah, fluffy. That's a nicer way of putting it.
He's a chunk. What are you doing now? I was falling down.
He could stand to cut back on his food, though. Hey, Lynette. It was really cold this morning. It warmed up this afternoon, and I haven't been outside since around lunchtime, though, so it may be cooling off again.
Start with the lesser balloon before we use the
Uh-oh.
greater balloon.
Yeah, start with the old one first and work our way up to the extra crazy one.
Oh, don't push me my feet.
They've gotten to be out most of the day, but I didn't bother, or I should say I didn't dare get the toys out when I was here by myself. And I wasn't going to ask my coworkers to help me pry something out of their mouth.
Which one is that? Both of you? I got 3. Wilson stopped for some.
They're mostly good, Lynette. The guy that sits here that has a collection of all kinds of random things on his desk, he can get a little irritated because they like to steal things. It's just a little cluttered, so they climb all over his desk, and Wilson especially will pick up things and run back in their room with them. He has a fork that he keeps on his desk all the time, and Wilson likes to steal that. It's definitely been a perk. I wouldn't expect many employers to allow this. And in all honesty, we didn't foresee. I'm hearing an echo. Will you mute that, my computer? Sorry, I forgot to mute that before. We didn't expect to have them here as long as we have. I mean, this all started back in April. I thought for sure that they would all be adopted out by now, but it's just been a bad year for that, so here they are.
I was just flinging some stuff across the room.
Doc almost had it. Let's see if I can sit back some and actually see him a little better. It could be you, Lynette. I forget where you said you live, but or if you have a ton of cats like us already. No, we have not done Twitter, Jennifer. I can't give you a reason why. We just never did. Just Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, of course. Well, it might be something to consider. We're not having a whole lot of luck on our own. The Back to the Future kittens, 4 out of those 5 were all gone fairly quickly. what, before they were?
Between 9 and maybe like 16 weeks.
Yeah. Before they hit the 5-month mark. Oh, that's right, Lynette. I remember you saying that. No, Jennifer, we've been working with a local rescue group, but it's not a shelter. Most of the people that they work with are fosters and things like that. I think they've actually, the only work they do with a shelter is they've gone and gotten dogs on the list to be euthanized out of shelters and fostered them and found them homes, but they don't actually have a standalone facility that they operate out of. If they're not adopted before November 10th, there's supposed to be a PetSmart event that we're going to take them to. I think it's for the entire weekend, 10th, 11th, 12th, something like that. Yeah, I've done Facebook ads, and I forget how many impressions we had just in the local. I did a 35-mile radius and some other targeting stuff, and I think we had a reach of 8,000 or 9,000 with upwards of 800 what they call, how did they word it? Impressions or link clicks or something to that effect. I don't remember the exact wording of it. We got a ton of likes out of it and quite a few shares and comments and things like that, but nobody that wanted to adopt. I've passed out flyers to a lot of the vets here in town, not all of them. I've got to finish up that job. Yeah, I spent $60 on Facebook ads just this last time. I think I spent 40 or 50 the time before that. My mom has expressed interest, but she has a cat that when it was young tested positive for FIV. It has not been back to be retested, but it's the only cat in the house, so it's not a huge deal. But I told her before I could bring any of these guys, she would need to get it tested again. He doesn't act like an FIV cat. He's very, to put it bluntly, fat. He's way overfed and doesn't do a whole lot. But he's a sweet cat when he wants to be, but he can also be kind of a jerk. Don't eat the feather, Hank. Which one? That's Clara. She's got boots. Wilson just lunged into the dry erase board. Buddy. That one is Zelda, who has boots. I don't know where Lionel is right now.
Here's Doc.
Doc has the boots.
No, those are
Oh, I thought you were talking about the cats. She was talking about your boots.
My boots. Last year or the year before, at Belk maybe. I don't know. They were on sale. I'm cheap, so I think I spent like $20 on them. There he is. You guys want me to get out crazy toy? I never said to leave a meow on.
Stella, stay back there in hiding, or is she still on the...
She was trying to eat the dry food before.
She was laying on that scratcher over there for a minute. We actually got to see Stella run around the room like a normal cat. She got the zoomies for a brief amount of time today. Her skin feels better by the day, so hopefully she feels a lot better.
See her.
Stella? She may be under the desk over there. I don't know. She likes to go over there, and sometimes she gets in the window. But she's acting more like a normal cat than she ever has. It gives me hope that she could be adopted into a home. I don't know how well she would do with a pre-existing cat situation, but I bet if she were the only cat, she would do well. She's still not a big fan of the other adult cats here. And sometimes even hisses at her own babies, but in the wild they would have been long gone by now, so it's understandable. Super cracked toy.
Just stick it together.
Yeah, just kind of push it. Lily always acts like she wants it, but then you take it to her and she doesn't do anything.
I like how it's got like an actual fishing pole.
Mm-hmm. They already know what's going on. They're just waiting. Thank you, Jennifer. We'll see you next time.
Let me step on you guys.
Oh, and I need to help me remember to turn the air off. It got stuffy in here today. It was cold this morning, and then about 3 o'clock it was hot in here, so we turned the air conditioner back on. The heater has been on in the whole building, and it all collects up here on top floor.
See you?
It's Wilson.
No.
Or Hank, I mean. I always say Wilson when I mean Hank, and I say Hank when I mean Wilson. Have you already lost interest?
I think he got landed on or landed on someone.
And don't forget Zelda. She's in her perch. Don't ever get far enough back to see Wilson at the height of his jumps. Yeah, Stumpy's at the top of the chair. She wants to play with it, but she's not quite as aggressive as Wilson, or the others for that matter.
Lionel tries.
He does his best. And then you have to scruff him and.
No, you guys gotta let me get away from everyone.
Nope.
Guys.
Of course, Lily's just like, hey, I want to play with it. Then I'll just sniff it and be boring.
I don't think what Hank does. He just does like side flips like that all the time. Like a shamu. A killer whale doing a show. Yes, he'll just go straight up.
Careful. Y'all are going to hurt yourself. We don't need 5-month-old cats with joint problems. Don't worry about Wilson so much, but
The bigger one.
yeah, Lionel just flails around in midair and falls down. Hey, Carmel. What?
Doc, I need to work on his extra fluff too.
Oh,
Guys.
we need to do this in a more open area, I guess. They keep diving into the dry erase board. You should just push that chair under the desk and give yourself a little more room. I hope you guys don't ever get tired of watching it. It's entertaining to me still, even after several days of doing this. We'll get a new laser pointer. It's fun to watch them do that too, but they haven't been as into it since it's gotten kind of dim. It's harder for them to track it. Lionel just can't land his jumps. For now.
I took my break and I'll try.
Yeah, they get up there. The only one that ever really worries me about doing it is this one, though. Just because he's so klutzy when he comes down. Head-on collision in midair.
Good call.
Hey, Aaron.
Almost got it.
That would be Wilson. Yeah, when Wilson finally gets his mouth on it, he doesn't let it go voluntarily. You have to make him. I learned the hard way how not to let him, or how not to make him let go of it, which is by putting your fingers anywhere near where the toy is when it's in his mouth. All these emails. Oh yeah, that was Wilson too. He tried his best to swallow it whole. And he's got it.
Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. No, it's crap.
No, what you sent was fine, Aaron. And like you said, it's pretty close to what we had. There was a few extra things on there that we didn't have. I have not updated ours, but at the same time, we have not gotten any inquiries. So we're still doing the same weekly routine.
No. Let go, buddy.
It's not working this time.
It's because it's caught on his claw. He doesn't want to.
Are they not giving you a chance to play, Clara?
Because you're too much.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. I was saying before you came in, there's an adoption event that we're barring a miracle and everybody gets adopted before. There's an adoption event November 10th, 11th, and 12th, I believe, at PetSmart here in town. I would love to have applicants and screen people and have them all adopted before that happens, but we'll do what we have to. We definitely can't keep them all here forever. I just, unfortunately, will not work. I would if I could. I would keep every one of them.
Tired yet?
Should be. Absolutely. Not too many more than what we have at home, which is also too many.
Talk to nice about it. You're being nice about it now. You don't want to let it go either. Thank you. You're too big for that dog. Triple threat. Hilda's good too once she gets down off her perch.
Oh, before I forget, tomorrow will be a little bit different schedule just because I have a meeting at 5:30 tomorrow. I don't know. I guess I'll just come back up here as soon as the meeting is over. I'm going to say 6 or 6:30, but it may be 7. I'm not 100% yet. But I will, as soon as I get out of the meeting and figure out what time it is, I will try to give everyone a heads up in the chat so I don't just show up and start. But I'll have to get everybody fed and everything right at 5 o'clock and then run to the meeting and do that and come back after. Yeah, that's what Lionel does too. He's got extra weight. It's hard for him to keep his balance.
Me too.
Yeah, we gotta come up with a plan on the food situation for the cats that stay out here all the time. Actually, for the others too, because Lionel, Percy, and Stella all need to lose a little weight. The problem is leaving less food out, and that's less for Hank and Wilson, who don't need to lose any weight. So I'm not sure how we're going to do that yet. The plan may be, which we've discussed before, instead of having the spare room just be a room for Lily and Stumpy and Doc and Clara to run in and out of whenever, leave Wilson and Hank and maybe Zelda in one room together where they can have food all the time since they don't eat as much. And put Percy, Lionel, and Stella in the other.
You did it. Zelda. Can I have it back? Can I have it back? Thank you.
But I'm going to ponder over that because they definitely need to. Hey, Lizzie. They definitely need to lose a little bit of weight. You're doing good now, Lionel.
Thank you. Yeah.
Lily? It should, and I thought that I'd get this thing out and play with them during the day on my lunch break today, but I was so afraid one of them would catch it and be here by myself trying to get it away from them. I think I know how to do it, I just haven't done it myself yet. I have to do the scruff method, not the stick your hand in the vicinity of their mouth and let them bite you method.
I can't put it on the ground because you go too crazy about it. Nope. Almost got it again. You guys are too good at this.
Well, Lizzie, I hate to end it as soon as you get here, but my phone's telling me I have low battery, and if I don't do something quick,
You need the charger or just
well, we're coming up on 35 minutes. If I don't do something soon, it's gonna cut off on me. But as I say, tomorrow will be a little bit different schedule just because I have to be somewhere at 5:30 when we typically at least try to get things started, even though it's a little after that. But I'm hopeful that no later than 7:30 we will be here to do this. It just kind of depends on how things go. But we will be here tomorrow. And thank you, Larry. And let's see if I can do this from memory. Larry, Lizzie, Lynette, Carmel,
Aaron.
Jennifer, Aaron. Was that it? Now I have to scroll back and see.
Connie or
I didn't see Connie today. And Brandon. Yeah, did I say Brandon already?
I wasn't really listening. Sorry.
Yeah, I think that was everybody. And if I missed you, I'm sorry. I try to recall everybody every day, but the older I get, the less my brain works. So, but thank you guys. We will see you tomorrow. I will post in the room as soon as I get out of my meeting and I'm headed back up here. I will post it. It might take me 15 or 20 minutes to get here, and we'll get started. So until tomorrow, if Melanie has fingers left, we'll see you then.